Hello, everyone. This isn't a video. This is just a kind of like a New Year's resolution. Not really. Never mind. It's just a New Year's video in general. I've been wanting to make a channel update. Not really updated video, but just a video to let you guys know what's up with the channel. You may have noticed if you guys did watch that Let's Play, which I don't think that you did. I'm mad at you guys. Not really, now. You may have noticed that my Parasite Eve Let's Play just kind of fell into the pooper after I finished the game, and I was going to do the Chrysler thing, but I didn't because I am so sick of that area. I'm just no, I'm not doing that. I don't want none of that. But anyway, let me just say that this channel is probably going to slow down from here on out, guys. Wait, I think I mean it's gonna slow down even more than it has before, because it's already pretty slow, I'm not gonna lie. You probably won't see many more uploads from me because, well, let me give you the most cliche reason ever: work and school. That's kind of why. Mostly because work and school like to eat time, and time is kind of important to have when you want to do things like this. You don't got time, you can't do this stuff, guys. It's just how it works. And you can't really balance the three because you gotta do work. Well, you gotta do school. I mean, school's it's important. Yeah. So, anyway. Now, if you guys have been following Mr. Matt Rojax, I'm sorry, Matt. I just, butchered your last name. If you've been following Matt's EBF4 page, that's Epic Battle Fantasy 4, you might have seen that EBF4 will be coming to Steam very soon. Congregate players will also be seeing the update. Yeah, hint. And I think he said that it's going to be like a public testing sort of thing, so I don't know what he means by that, but I guess we'll see. Anyway, when it does come out, I will probably be grabbing it on Steam just so I can check out, see if there's any differences if Matt does not announce any new things. So, yeah, you can expect that when it comes out, unless it comes out tomorrow, in which case I am not going to be on that very fast because the previous reasons the previous reasons I mentioned earlier. Work and school are just going to totally eat my face for the next few days. Nothing I can do about it. Anyway, now that's out of the way, I suppose I will dump the obligatory New Year's stuff. Obligatory. Wow. I'm going to dump that stuff here, and first things first, the channel as a video kind of serious thing. Not the channel in general, but EVF4 was probably my most major thing I've ever done ever. I didn't think that it would pull in so many views. It actually got about 1,000 views per video on average, and some of them actually got 3,000 or so. I don't know why that is, and it's like episode 19 that did that. I don't know why. It just confuses me so much. But really, that was 10 times as many views as I thought it would be. I really thought I'd get 100 views per video, and that was it. I knew I'd get some because it's a popular subject. It's just so amazingly popular, and it's kind of niche at the same time because no one's really going to do a video on it. I mean, it's a Flash game. Who does Let's Plays of Flash games? You guys are gonna yell at me now because you're gonna be like, don't you watch that channel? And I'm like, no. But anyway, I also didn't expect Matt to pick up on it. The very first video I put out, Matt was pretty much on that video in an hour, and I had a major freak out. If you guys did watch that Binding of Isaac hype dump video where I died in 5 seconds, I was freaking out at that time. I didn't think Matt would be on my video. Not really on it, but he caught it, and I'm like, oh my god. I do think that Matt helped me bring in some views with that. Maybe he spread the video around and told people hey, check out this Let's Play from this dude who's the moron because he's really bad at this game. But whatever. I don't know. I'll never know probably, but if he did, well then, thank you, Matt. And honestly, it was probably from you guys as well, just spreading the video around, and maybe you guys spread it around saying, watch this guy's video, he sucks, lol, I don't know. But that's besides the point. So you can expect that once Steam releases it, and of course, Yeah. Now, the strange thing about that series is that there's an incredible lack of a comment section. There's like a few comments. There's like one guy saying, lol, 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 you suck, or something like that, because I didn't actually talk during the video, because I was like emotionally distraught from this game kicking my ass so hard. But it's just weird because there's no comments or anything. There's no likes, no dislikes. It's just, it's a little hard to grasp if people like my videos or not, or hate them, you know. You can't gauge stuff without data. It's not going to work like that. And of course, you probably have heard people say this before, it's a little bit demotivational, but I would much rather have dislikes than nothing at all. I mean, you get feedback. Feedback is essential to improving yourself. Without feedback, you'll do the same stuff over again, and you'll never know if you're doing it better or worse. That's just how life works. You can't improve life without words. Or, well, in this case, numbers, but yeah. And one of the other things I don't understand about YouTube in general is the fact that they have the like-dislike system, but they have your likes as a playlist, so it makes it seem like if you like something, you have to like it because it's going on your playlist. You don't want crap that you like but don't want to watch on your playlist. You know what I mean? It just seems really strange. Maybe it's my fault for not asking for likes and dislikes, but regardless, I'm still happy with what it's done. And yeah. Now, the one thing I'm not happy about with that series in particular is the mic quality. I feel awful about the ear-gratingly awful quality that came from that video, or that series, and kind of with my old LPs in general. Of course, that was kind of in conjunction with the lack of disposable income, but that also coincides with the fact that my graphics was also complete garbage back on my laptop. My laptop had an integrated graphics chip, and it was probably the crappiest chip known to mankind, and definitely not good for playing games. Definitely not. It was a situation where I wanted to do things, and if I did do things, I knew I would be regretting it. Namely, that medieval Let's Play. I really so want to do those over again with my new mic, so I'm not sounding like complete garbage, but, you know, I can't do anything about it. It's already out there, and, you know, I'm just happy it's not like my one Let's Play that you guys probably didn't watch. If you see my channel, or just scroll through my videos now and look at my flying Let's Play, I actually rage quit that one because my graphics were so bad. I had such a crappy frame rate that I couldn't play the game anymore, and it was just getting in the way with me enjoying the game. And I said, you know what? No, I can't do this. I'm done recording. That's it. Bye. So, yeah. And on top of that, technological limitations have just like ruined my channel. I think they've ruined my channel. I have that kind of like crazy feeling that I am complete garbage because of that reason. Because I'll be truthful, nobody wants to watch a guy play TF2 with like 5 FPS and triangles rendered on the ground and all the models and stuff like that. No one wants to see that. It's the truth. And you know what? I've come to terms with that. It's just a thing that I tried to do, and it didn't quite work out. You know, whatevs. I mention it a lot. I joke around with it now because it's just like, you know, I'm happy with it. I don't really care, you know. It's there. It's gonna happen. And because of that reason that I've kind of pretty much gone with it is the reason why I haven't gone another channel and like completely flaked out, or just gone and deleted every single video that I've ever done, because those things are as milestones. It's kind of like a giant compilation, and what's the word I'm looking for here? A time lapse of what I've done. You know, they're all there, and it's just like they're there. You know, you can see where I've come from and where I've gone. Like right now, you can see I've come to Metal Gear Solid, Metal Gear Rising, Revengeance, on maximum settings, with the recording going on, with minimal hiccuping in the frames, but there are a few hiccups, but it's better than no FPS at all or just a complete crash, which I have no doubt would happen to my laptop if I tried to run this game on the lowest settings while recording. So I've come a long way in terms of hardware, for sure. For sure. Now, I feel as though I could do more things with this new technology, but there's a kind of lack of motivation because of those two reasons I mentioned earlier. It's a lack of motivation and a lack of time. You need both to do things. You can't have time and have no motivation and do things. You can't have motivation and no time to do things. It ain't gonna work out well for you guys. It just ain't not gonna work out. Definitely not. Now, as for the channel in general, I feel as though it has grown almost not at all. It's not a crazy hit channel, obviously. It's averaging about 3 or so views, which is probably actually about 300% more views than I got last year. It's god awful, but it's fine, you know? I'm here to make videos. That's all I'm here to do. That's all I'm gonna do, and that's all I will be doing ever for the rest of my life. EBF4 is sort of kind of skewed that line of how things are looking, because EBF4 is pulling in so many views. It's just it's there. I really do hope it pulls in more people, but at the same time I hope it pulls in more dislikes or something, because it's kind of scary with how that series is looking. It's just sitting there. I don't know what it's doing. It's just festering or something. I don't know. Now, besides the channel, this year by far is one of the most influential years I can remember. And now, my memory isn't horrible, but I tend to forget everything before high school because that was the most garbage time of my life. Emo, 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 cut wrist. Not really, but those years of my life were absolute garbage. That's simple as that. Now, the recent years have been kind of nice to me with college, but at the same time, they've also been not really dookie, but they're just there. Now, the previous year that we came off of, 2013, that was easily the best year of my life. There were so many things I've done, things I've learned, and things I have freaked out about. Namely, one of them being, of course, Mr. Matt, because I freaked out about that. That was one of the best times ever to do things. Of course, he also ruined my life because I almost cried during EBF4 when I almost lost to Rafflesia. I also did cry during when I lost to Godcat. I cried like so much because I was so into that game. No, Matt, why would you do this to me? I'm sorry. Anyway, so I get to go back to that and have like PTSD and have flashbacks and stuff as I try to go through the game again. Oh god. Okay, leaving that aside, all that craziness aside. If you're still here, raise your hand. All right. Okay, good. Now, if you're a person who enjoys conventions or wants to go to one, raise your hand. Okay, there's some. Okay, we're good. Now, if you're a person who doesn't want to hear about anything pony-related, that is My Little Pony, I would suggest that you close the video if you don't want to hear about it, or you can stick around and, you know, just be a general troll. I really don't care what you do. Just don't make a mess. I don't want a mess. I don't need to clean up any messes. Now, if you're still here, just allow me to say this. If you can go to a convention with good friends that you can absolutely trust, then do so. Make a plan for it. Do something with it. Find something you can do together. If you can go to a convention by yourself, that's good too. Especially if it's in, like, driving distance, or you can find a place to crash affordably by yourself, or with a relative or something like that. I don't know. Maybe a friend. If you can do that too, that would be absolutely good. In 2013 of August, in a small group of 4 people, 5 total, I'm not putting myself in that, 4 people, I went to BronyCon in Baltimore. Simply put, it actually almost killed me, but in a good way. It didn't really physically kill me, but it mentally killed me, in the best way possible. In recent years, people would know me as a very hyperactive person, but in the years after high school, I kind of I became a more mellow and lackadaisical person. I can't care about anything. It's just I'm here, I'm alive, and that's all that matters. Another thing is that work pretty much sucked out everything enjoyable about my life. Walmart has like sucked up anything that is happy from me and just taken it. I'm sorry, Walmart, but it's true. You've pretty much like sucked out all of my life. Walmart may have sucked it out, but BronyCon took a can of excitement and shoved it up my. Okay, so starting off, the trip down there was rather interesting to say the least. It was a few hours of driving to Baltimore, and honestly, I'm used to it because my family used to go down to Baltimore every summer. We went down to Ocean City. That's Baltimore, right? I forget. No, that's New Jersey, isn't it? I don't know. What am I talking? I don't even know what I'm saying anymore. Jeez, what are my states and cities? Yeesh. So anyway, BronyCon's in Baltimore, and there's a few hours driving there, but the thing is that I got stuck between a very, very large man and a somewhat skinny dude like me, so it was a little bit uncomfortable, but because I was in the middle, because I'm the smallest. So I was in the middle of the back seat with my friend's car because he has a bigger car. No one has a bigger car that can drive right or something, I don't know. So I was stuck in the middle, and that was somewhat uncomfortable, but I've been through worse. Much worse. Now, it's startable, you know. Now, the thing is that every road trip I go on, I have to wake up early for. Every road trip, if that involves like a fishing trip or something like that, where we go out for the day, every trip that I wake up early for, I have to go to the bathroom at some point during the ride on the highway. Oh, jeez. So, let me give you a quick anecdote here. South Carolina last year, not last year, I think that was 2 years ago. We were on the highway, and it's like 6 in the morning. I have the worst stomach cramps ever, and I just go, oh god, no. So we stop. Thank the Lord, almost said a really bad word there. Thank the Lord, we found a Dunkin' Donuts. That was open. We found a McDonald's, it was closed because it was too early. That Dunkin' Donuts, man. I feel so bad because they just cleaned that toilet and I demolished that thing. Oh my god, I'm sorry. Okay, just don't ride with me on road trips. So, my friend ended up taking my place with that curse. I think I'm cursed. I didn't say that yet. I think I'm cursed with road trip because I have to go so bad on every road trip. But my friend, he got that curse from me. So this time, he drew the unlucky card and he had to go really bad as he was driving. So he pulled over at a store and yeah, that's all that stuff. Anyway, when we got to the convention center in Baltimore, I was already starting to get a really, really bad case of the shakes. I do that a lot when I get excited. I also do that a lot when I'm just kind of nervous. It's not really I'm a scared kind of nervous. It's just that I have this insane anticipation for what's to come in this convention. I'm just freaking out, silently freaking out in my mind, and I'm shaking visibly. Oh, jeez. Now, of course, a little bit of that has to do with the waiting. The waiting is horrible in a convention. If you guys cannot wait for anything, then I suggest you take a class on how to wait on things and pray to God that you don't get stuck in a line at a convention, because those take forever and they are the most like hype things in your life and they will murder you probably. I'm sure if you've ever been to a convention that you've heard LineCon. LineCon is probably gonna be shouted out a lot as you wait in line. Yeah, it explains itself. So we were waiting out by the registration and badge hall because we got our badges already because we pre-ordered. Or pre-registered, I should say. Not pre-ordered. Let me say it. We sat around at that hall waiting for the center to open up because it wasn't quite open yet. They were waiting around for people to register and all that stuff, and it didn't start until like 8 o'clock or something. It was like 7, so whatevs. One of the strange things is that I was kind of talking with people. It wasn't much, but I was talking to people. That's something I don't do in my normal everyday life. I'm a person who is very quiet, normally. I have my outbursts, but for the most part I tend to keep to myself unless I know the person well, or I know they're a friend. If you're not, then I'm gonna just kinda fluttershy on you, let's say. And if I do talk to you, it'll be Twilight. I'll be all awkward and crap about it, so it'll be a little strange. So, once the convention center actually opened, we got put in BronyCon, and there I got to talk to more people, which, of course, as I just said, is very strange for me. I don't do that. It's just, I don't know. I felt more inclined to talk with us. It was weird. It's just, I felt different there. Maybe it was the fact that we were all there to enjoy the same thing, and that we shared something in common, or it was the fact that I was just crazy anticipated. I'm not sure that's actually a noun, not a noun, an adjective. I don't know what that it is, but I'm gonna use it anyway. So, I still don't know how to explain it. After the opening ceremonies went through, I linked up with my friend and his girlfriend again, and we went to go check out the vendor hall. If you guys go to a convention, make sure to like put like a 20-digit code in your wallet that changes every 5 seconds. You need to call the NSA to get it opened, because at a convention, your wallet is probably going to die in about 5 seconds if you have no self-control like me. I did manage to keep my wallet for all 3 days, but I may or may not have wrecked some money on the very first day. I came to the BronyCon with about $500, and by the time I had left, I only had 25. It's insane, I'm sorry. Now the thing is that I told like everybody at my work and everyone I knew that I had a mission. I would probably I told them I'd probably spend every penny that I had there, and I didn't somehow. I also told them that I'd probably end up getting a plush because I'm a little obsessive about them. Not upset, obsessive. I need to enunciate a little bit better. But I'm kind of nervous right now. So I'm kind of obsessive about plushies, and buying them online is a little bit weird because commissioning things like that are quite expensive. If you've ever seen the prices on those, oh my god, they are terrifyingly expensive. I circled with the crowd in the vendor hall just to check out what was going on with the booths, and eventually I had found a Celestia plush. According to the person at the booth, she said that the plush was an unsold one from last year. And that was it. I was pretty much sold on it. It's one of those completely strange love at first sight things, if you've ever felt that. I'm sure you have. It's kind of like when you pick out a puppy or kitten from the litter. I don't know if kittens are litters. I don't know words. It's like that, and you say that you really want that one puppy with the floppy ear, even though they all have floppy ears. You just focus in on it and go, oh my gosh, I want that one. I'm not going to say how much I paid for it because I'm a little crazy with what I did paying for that. Probably a bit more than I should have, but I know, I'm crazy. And if Red Pony Plush happens to catch this video, hi, I'm the one who bought your plush, and she's still doing well. I got her over here. Let me get her really quick. There we go. Oh, I just dropped the plate. I didn't do that. So yeah, she's still well loved. Her horn's a bit floppier than usual, but yeah, still well loved and to a good home. That aside, by the end of the con, I ended up buying a drinking glass, 2 shirts, a Luna hat, and a few buttons. Of course, you can't leave without buttons. And I only had Celestia on the She was the only thing I had for the first 2 days. I didn't buy all that stuff until day 3. And for whatever reason, I decided to put this plush on my head. I decided to balance her on my head as I walked around the vendor hall and everywhere else. I did this through every single day, and I drew a lot of attention to myself. And yet again, that is something I never do in life. Especially draw attention to myself. And almost out of character, I enjoyed it. I don't know why. It was really weird. I was standing out amongst cosplayers with like amazing costumes and whatnot. And there I was, just having a plushie on my head, having people take pictures of me or to have pictures with their plushes and stuff. I don't know. It was just absolutely crazy. I even did it when we walked out of the convention center to go eat something. Like we went to I forget the names of the restaurant. Never mind. I do know we went to Hooters though. That was a fun time. That was a fun time indeed. I actually pulled attention to myself at Hooters, which is kind of funny. I won't go into that, but we kind of walked around, and I pulled attention from like people at the convention center, obviously, and residents, I guess, of the area. And even weirder is that I'm pulling compliments. I think I just said that. I was pulling compliments from people, which I'd never get from people. It's just I'm usually quiet, and that's it. I don't really talk to people. It's kind of a little bit strange, but yet again, it was just this complete out of character situation where I was like, I love all attention. I want more of it. It's great. And add to that, all around euphoric dream feeling I was having during this entire convention. Felt like a never-ending ball of crazy energy and excitement and happiness. It was horribly out of character for me. I'm getting crazy just talking about it. It's really weird. And it was weird because I was always ready to walk around and have this stupid smile on my face. I don't smile much, guys. I'm usually just kind of this neutral face. Whatevs. It was this stupid smile that I always had. I don't know why. It was weird. Of course, now I'm gonna get rid of that smile by saying this. You may remember that I mentioned make sure to go with good friends. There's a reason for that. We had 2 people come along with us, my friend and his girlfriend. It was originally going to be us 3, well, us 2, but he got a girlfriend sometime along the year that we planned this, so it was going to be us 3, and he had the other 2 tag-alongs come along. I knew them from college, and so did he, so we kind of knew them, but we didn't really know them. We didn't know quite who they were, in a sense. We knew who they were, but we didn't know what they were. Now, I'm not going to go into detail about what they did, because there's no need to do that. I don't really need to be a weirdo about that stuff, but one of the examples I will give is that I chose to go to a panel that was going to be at like midnight, or end at midnight. It was a panel about animation. It was an interesting panel at, just watching it. But it was going to end at like midnight, and those 2 decided to try to force me to leave by saying that I was being selfish and only thinking for myself when I said I was going to stay until 12 when everyone else wanted to leave. I was quite bewildered by their choice of words, but after some, like, a 2-second discussion with my friend, he says, yeah, I'll pick you up at 12. I'm like, okay, that works. And then they went on their way after, like, giving me some angry look or something. I don't know what their dealio was. My friend was chill about it, and that's all that matters, I guess. Ugh, my throat is drying out. Wow. Jeez. I didn't think I'd be talking this long. It's been going for like half an hour now, almost. And I still have more to say about this convention. It's kind of scary. My throat's itching, though. I'm not doing too good here. Oof. Now, when 12 o'clock did roll around, my friend picked me up with his girlfriend. It's all good. It's all happy. And when I got to the hotel, I felt like I would never get to sleep ever. It's just, you've got this feeling of like you're wide awake. You don't want to go to sleep. You can't go to sleep. You're on vacation. You're doing awesome things. And despite that, though, I fell asleep relatively quickly. Though, if you're like me, you can sleep relatively normally. You're kind of like moderately immune to sounds waking you up. Like someone can open your door to your bedroom and you won't wake up. Unless they come like kicking it down or something. And you also might feel that waking up is like it's worse than having your toenails ripped off by a hammer and nail being chiseled in there. Waking up is just not your thing. It's definitely not my thing. Oh my god. So while I was there at the convention center, or not the center, but at the convention in general, I felt like I woke up at the slightest noise. Like if someone moved their toe while they were sleeping, I would wake up. I recall waking up a few times without even opening my eyes and realizing that someone had just walked out the door to go to the bathroom or to go have, like, I don't know. I don't know who it was, but yeah. So, it was this crazy hyper-awareness that I had. I don't know why, but I loved it. And jumping off that even further is that I was probably the most energetic of the group. Despite getting the least amount of sleep that night, I think. I don't know if maybe someone left during the night when I woke up those few times. Maybe I got less sleep than everyone else, who knows? But that's not normal for me at all. Never normal for me. I don't wake up easily. And I mean get up, not as in wake from sleep. I mean like getting up and moving around. That never happens to me. It's not going to happen. Unless I'm there, apparently. It was just, oh my god, it was just so weird. Felt great though. On the second day though, things got interesting for myself because I made it interesting for myself. I decided to lug around my laptop in its bag. The swag bag they gave us to put our swag in, obviously, because we got so much swag out now. Because it was a huge bag for our stuff we bought at the vendor hall and whatnot. So I decided to lug that around as well. Along with, of course, the Celestia plush that I bought. Oh, jeez, my throat. It was kind of funny because my friend and his girlfriend gave me weird looks. The other two gave me weird looks as well, saying, like, aren't you getting tired from lugging all that stuff around? And I'm like, nah, it's fine. I did the age-old, like, switch the shoulder on the bag on the shoulder thing to the shoulder to give my one shoulder a rest as the other one took the weight. It's not too bad. Wasn't killing me or anything. I was fine with it. I just had this never-ending blargle of energy that never ended, like I just said. I'm sorry. My throat is dying from reading all this. I'm kind of ad-libbing as I go, so I'm getting kind of lost here. But day 2 it passed without much incident because it was day 2. We kind of split our ways. We realized we were getting each other's way with the tag-alongs, and we just kind of said, let's go do what we want, and let's not talk about how annoying we are to each other. But that also doesn't include the end of the day when we had the hilarious incident with the tag-alongs happen, which was kind of like a karmic retribution thing, but I won't go into that because there's no need to say that stuff. It's water under the bridge, except my bridge is made of, like, vengeful hatred. Not saying I hate them, but I don't think I'll be going with them again if I can help it. Now, the thing is that on day 2, the night of day 2, I started to think to myself that this has to end today. This convention has to end. And that's going to happen today. It's over. And, well, by the time that I had bought all the stuff from the things I mentioned earlier, the hat, the bag, the clothes, the shirts and the buttons and stuff like that, we had to go to the closing ceremonies at that time. And my heart was just pounding so hard in this line. We were going to end the convention. It's, I had been walking around in like a dream-like trance with people saying things to me that I normally wouldn't hear. It's this feeling that's like, oh my god, what? You're waking up from a living dream. It's horrible. And the closing ceremony, when it finished, it felt like it had ripped my heart out, and then like did this creepy pet the bird on the head thing, and then put it back in my chest and gave me a Flintstones band-aid to cover the wound up. I was just I don't know, I was just completely demolished. I was wrecked, guys. I was anally wrecked. Oh my god. I'm losing it now, guys. I almost lost it a few times. Like I am now. I'm actually like ready to full on blow out in tears. I don't know. I almost lost it a few times, but I didn't allow myself to cry while I was there. That would just be a complete travesty to my man. I don't know. I didn't cry. I like had to use every fiber of my being to not do that. I was just so emotional at that time. I'm sorry. Oh my god. So after successfully like avoiding bawling my eyes out, I felt so out of place. I felt broken. The dream was over, you know? It's done. Now it's time to start waking up from it and face reality again. The wonderful reality of Walmart. Oh god. Oh dear. So, once we left the closing ceremony with everybody, we walked back to the car. I was just, like I said, I was broken. I didn't say a word to anybody as we walked back. Everyone was talking about what they had done, what they got, what they loved, what they didn't like, and all that kind of stuff. But I was just, no words at all. No words to say at all. It's kind of like how I am at home. If someone talks to me, I'll just, if they're nice to me, then I'll be nice to them. If they're a dick to me, then I'll be a dick to them. You know, it's, yeah. So when we got to the car, I just completely zoned out from there. We had rearranged ourselves. I mentioned it. That was the one thing that I had mentioned. I think that was actually before the closing ceremony anyway. We discussed how to rearrange ourselves in the car because I was not going to sit in the middle seat again. So we rearranged the seats. So we had all the small people in the back and the big dude up front in the passenger seat up front. So we actually had room to move around in the back seat, and it was wonderful. But I had just zoned out. I was done. I was completely done after that convention. I spent the entire ride home just staring out the window and, you know, hugging this plush that I'm holding now with everything that I had left inside me. BronyCon had ripped out everything that I had inside me and left me with only a little bit to survive off. A little dramatic, I know, but it's how I felt. I didn't say a single word. I said maybe like, and that was it at some point because someone had mentioned something and then I guess they wanted my attention. I forget. I barely remember the cart ride at all. I just was not. I was out of it. I was done. There was no ride home for me. There was just Zool. I don't know. It was just, I can't explain it. I was having none of that. The weird thing is that I've been through depression, of course, as you guys probably know, because I mentioned high school and stuff. It wasn't a depression as much as it was just a soul-crushing defeat, because it was over. I wasn't depressed. It's just that I felt really spent. I didn't have anything left to give. There was nothing to let out either. I had let everything out slowly but surely in that convention because I was just a never-ending ball of energy and happiness. I was smiling the entire time with that stupid grin on my face. Anytime that I had gotten mad, I shook it off for maybe a few minutes and then just went on smiling again. It was, you know, it was something absolutely different from what I'm used to. And well, speaking of depression, the depression washed in the next day. I still had off of work because I put in for a few days after, like a few days off after to readjust my night shift schedule. And the depression came in like a freaking tsunami, and hashtag post-con depression was in use. Oh man. You don't go from a dream like that to Walmart life in a matter of a day without having some kind of repercussion in your mental health. It just does not work. Does not work. Now, would I do it again? The hell yeah! I don't. Why would I not? It was just something that was so intrinsic, and I don't know if it's the word I'm looking for, but I don't know how to words right now. My words are just. I'm not even reading my thing anymore. It's just everywhere. The words are all over my keyboard, and it's just. Oh my god. Ugh. That sounded so wrong. The experience that I had there was. It changed my life, kind of. Okay, it did. It gave me a reason to find motivation again, to do things. It may sound, of course, like a little cheesy and a little bit cliche, but I think I learned quite a bit about, being a Twilight Sparkle, go out there and go meet people. Stupid bookworm. I'm not a bookworm, I'm more of just a recluse, lives in the house, and that's it. I mean, Twilight goes out and, she goes to find people and she's all waggly waggle and she makes friends and stuff. I kind of felt the same way because I didn't make any friends there because I'm a dumb person and didn't write any contact info or anything like that. So, I mean, I learned a lot about, just putting yourself out there and all that. I mean, I already know that stuff, but I got to see it, in work. It's cool stuff. But I'm not there anymore, so... maybe I didn't learn anything at all. Who knows? I don't write letters to a princess, so I can't say I did. I don't know. Ugh. It's at least something to motivate me, which is something that I had never actually had for a long time. Because school, oh my god, that was not motivating at all. Do not want. Please, no. Do not want. And Walmart had sucked out all motivation for me anyway, so... I kind of got it back from BronyCon. And actually that motivation has caused me to go back in face first into school with greater force than I had before. I pretty much would have, if I had a book then and there, I would have shoved my face in that book and tried to eat that book to gain its knowledge. I want to go back to it. That's the thing, because... it motivates me to go back to it. I want to be able to go back to that convention. It has to be a thing. If I can't, then I will be absolutely heartbroken, and I will probably eat my toenails in a bowl of soup. It'll be disgusting, but that's how I feel. Now, one major thing that I really want to mention to you guys is that I want you guys to make sure if you go to a convention, make sure you know who's gonna be there, because you're like some cool artist dude might be there and he's running an alias and you don't know his alias and he's there and you walk past his booth 5 times and then you find out later what his alias is and you're like, oh my god, I hate myself so much because I wanted to meet this artist dude and lick his shoes to clean them. I would have done that if I had known that the one guy that I wanted that I knew, kind of. I didn't know his actual name. I knew it alias that he used, but I didn't know his actual name. So I walked past his booth a million times those days, and I did not realize it was him. I felt like such an idiot when I went back into the convention booklet and saw his real artist name there. I freaked out. I basically broke my keyboard, rolling my face all over in absolute rage and hatred of everything that I know and consume and poop and stuff. But anyway, make sure you guys know your artists and their aliases if you go to a convention that does that kind of stuff. So, anyway, there's my little story. My not little story, actually. That was longer than I thought it was. So that's my little story. Stop saying little. I'm saying my little story because it's my little. Oh my god, I'm done. I'm done. I'm done, guys. I'm done. Bye, bye. I don't regret my word choice on that one. I really don't regret my word choice. But anyway, legitimate ending this time, guys. So I will see you guys perhaps in Epic Battle Fantasy 4 or, wherever else if you find me. So, see you, peoples.